Guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a makeup look using one of my new Sephora palettes that I got a couple months ago. For today's look, I'm going to be going into this big palette. It's called Once Upon a Palette. So this is how it looks when you open it inside. It's pretty big. You do get 20 eyeshadow colors, and you do get a contour color, a blush color, and a highlighting color as well. So in total, there's 23 different colors. For today's look, I'm going to be going maybe a little bit on the dramatic side. I don't know, I'm thinking to do like a date night makeup look, you know, going out at night with your friends or a date with somebody special. So if you're curious to see what I'm going to create and how I'm going to do it, then keep on watching. Okay, so for today's look, I'm thinking to work with some dark shades on my eyelids. I want something a little bit more dramatic. But first, we're going to prime my face. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer because it's my favorite one right now and I always use it. Okay, so next I'm going to use tape, and I'm going to tape my eyelids on the edge because I really want that sharp line for today's look. Place it in the outer V of my eye. No, the outer part of my eyelid. Okay, so next, once the tape is on, I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow primer. I'm going to go in with my usual Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base. I love this one. You can do it before putting on the tape or after. It doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to blend it out with my damped beauty blender. And I'm going to bring it down on my lower lash line as well because that's what I always do. Okay, so we're going to be going in with our first shade from the palette. I am going to go in with this really light brown tone shade, this one right here, and we're going to place that all over our crease. This is a really pretty color. It's important to use a light hand because you don't want so much of it going on your lid at once. You want to really just use a light hand and then build up with the color and blend it out. We're going to flick it out a little bit. We're going to bring it up a little bit towards our brow bone area, close to that. And we're just going to blend it out right around the crease area. And whatever's left over, we'll just flick it out and get like a cat eye effect happening. Okay, so once we've got the first shade down, we're gonna go in with even a darker shade right here in the palette. So we're gonna dip our brush into this one. It's like a dark chestnut color. It's really beautiful, and we're gonna place that in the outer V of our eyelid. For those of you wondering, I did wet spray some Fix Plus on my brush just so we can pick up the color a little bit more, and it does work. The colors are coming out pretty pigmented, especially the dark one. It's pretty bold, but it's really pretty. It's a very beautiful color. And again, just using a light hand, and whatever's on the brush, just work it out, brush it out, not brush it out, but you know, blend it out with the other brown color that we put on recently, the first one. And just take your time. When you're working with darker shade eyeshadow colors, it's important to take your time and blend it out. And whatever you have left on the brush, you can just like flick it out if you want to have like a more dramatic eye look. But yeah, just work it in, take your time, then go into that first, your blending brush that you use in the beginning and just blend out the two colors that we just used. Again, using a light hand. It's hard to tell on when you're watching from your side, but I am using a light hand. I'm not going too like harsh on my eyelid because you don't want to lose the color, but you want to just make sure it's blended out and there's no harsh lines. Okay, so once you feel that you're done and you're happy with the darker shade, now we're gonna go in with a beautiful lighter shade as well, a shimmery shade. Okay, so this palette is huge, so it's hard to show you guys, but we are gonna go in with this one right here. It is a shimmery shade. And basically we're gonna place that all over our lid, from the inner part to the middle part of our lid. If you feel the shadow is not really pigmented with the brush, use your finger, and that does help a lot. So there is definitely a difference. Really beautiful, this shade. And I'm just gonna bring it up closer to the crease color. Don't mind it now, we will be doing a lot of blending after, but right now we just really want to get that color on the inner and middle part of our eyelid. With that same brush that I used, the really dense one, I'm going to dip into that dark brown chestnut color, just a little bit, very little, and we're going to just start slowly blending out those the edge, the line where it connects with the lighter shade. Because you don't want any harsh lines, you want it to look really like seamless and smooth. So for today's foundation, we're going to come back to the eyes to do the brow bone color, the inner tear duct, and our lower lash line. We're going to come back to that, but right now we're going to do our foundation. For today's look, I'm going to go in with another one. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Up to 24-Hour Foundation. This is another great drugstore foundation that I did mention in a previous video when I was talking about my top 5 foundation products. And I use it in the color 110 Porcelain. I do think it's a little bit, like when I do try it on, I do feel it's a little light for me. I could go one shade darker, but I don't have one right now. This is the only one that I have. So we're going to work with this one. Oh my goodness. Taking off. We have to take off the tape. Okay, so we're going to slowly take off the tape and see what happens. Get your makeup wipe, any makeup wipe that you usually use, and just clean up the edges. That's really important. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I'm using my usual foundation brush by Sigma. It's the F84 Angled Kabuki. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to go in with my usual Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I'm going to use it in the color Ivory. I'm just going in with one of my favorite brushes for my concealer, and I'm just going to blend it all out. Okay, so now I'm going to set my concealer and then the rest of my face. I'm going to go in with my usual MAC Studio Fix powder in NC20. And you know, I like to set my under eyes first before the rest of my face. I'm just going to go in with a big powder brush and just set the rest. Okay, so now I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to do them off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to go back into that palette and do our lower lash line. I'm going to go in with a completely different color. It's like a blue, I don't know, like a blue-green color. It's a really pretty color. And I'm going to line my lower lash line with it. Okay, so this is the color right here. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so I'm going to water my, line my waterline with like a brown eye pencil color. I'm going to go in with just an Essence eyebrow pencil. No, it's an eye pencil, sorry, eyeliner pencil, and it's in the color 08 Teddy. Okay, so for our inner tear duct and our brow bone color, I'm going to be going in with this beautiful light shimmery shade right here. We're just going to put a little bit on the brow bone. Okay, so now we're going to go in with mascara. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Colossal Volume Express, and I'm going to use it in the color Glam Black. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with my lower lashes. I'm going to go in with my usual Maybelline Telescopic Mascara in the color Black. Okay, so now I'm going to contour my face. I'm going to go in with my usual BH Cosmetics Studio Pro palette, and I'm just going to use the usual two colors. I'm going to blend them together. Okay, so now for blush, I'm going to go in with the blush color that's in the palette. So this color right here, I'm going to go in. It's like a really soft blush peachy color. I'm going to go in with that one. It's definitely a soft color. You have to really blend it in, but yeah, it's really pretty. Okay, so next I'm going to highlight my face, some parts of my face. I'm going to go in with my usual Carly Bible palette, and I'm going to go in with this shade. Okay, so last but not least are the lips. I'm going to, since this look is pretty dramatic as it is, I'm going to keep the lips a little bit more on the subtle side. I'm going to go in with a CoverGirl lipstick, and it's called Honeyed Bloom. The number is 245. All right, last but certainly not least, I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Setting Spray to set the entire face. All right, guys, that comes to the end of this dramatic date night makeup look. Not quite sure what I'm gonna call it, but I'm thinking to call this video Dramatic Date Night Makeup Look. What do you think? I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something new. Overall, I absolutely loved using my new Sephora palette. This is called Once Upon a Palette. I think the shades are beautiful. They are pretty pigmented. Yeah. Honestly, I love how this look came out, and I had a lot of fun doing it for you guys. So anyways, guys, that is about it. Once again, thank you so much for watching. As usual, I appreciate it when you take the time to watch my videos. I will talk to you guys soon, and have a great day. Mwah. Bye, guys.